Srividya, I'll bring you up first. I'll give you the spotlight. So Srividya, I'll hand over to you for you to share with everybody your journey, where you came from, why you chose Supermums, and what you're doing now. So let me put you on spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you, Heather, for that intro. So my name is Srividya. I'm originally from India, but I've been in the UK like 15, 16 years now. So before the whole career transitioning, I was working in the hospitality industry in sales and marketing. So, but then I think as a mom, I have two kids. So with like two pregnancy, maternity breaks, and things like that, I just got to a stagnation point where I didn't see myself growing further, like 5 years from now. So that was around the time in 2019. I knew I wanted to change something, but I didn't know what it was. And I have, in my previous role, obviously worked with CRM systems. So I've heard about Salesforce, um, and which sort of made my transition easy because I know how to work with a CRM system, and because I heard about Salesforce, I felt like could be an easy transition. I don't know how to code. I'm not from a technical background. I've got sales and marketing background. So when I looked up, researched, I learned that you can work with or upskill in Salesforce without knowing how to code. So that was like a big boost for me, which is why I decided to change my career, and which is why it was Salesforce. And initially, when I got to know, I did obviously go to Trailhead. Um, I learned, people can do it by themselves. Of course, Trailhead is a great resource. It's just brilliant to see that Trailhead has so much content out there and people can learn what they want to. It's just there. You just have to log in and you just have to start learning. But because I was transitioning and I was a mom, I hadn't left my job when I decided to learn, but that's when I heard about Supermoms and I knew that I could do this parallelly. Doing it all by myself was very, very overwhelming. And when I heard about Supermoms, they had a plan, like, they know how to do it. They teach you the right way. And there's a cohort. You're not doing this by yourself. There's a mentor. There were weekly sessions. There is homework. There was a trainer and a mentor. So you could have all these resources, which is perhaps less overwhelming. Of course, transitioning was big, like you had to learn something that you didn't know. So the effort is definitely there, but I think the fact that you don't have to do this by yourself made a huge difference as to why I took Supermoms, or why I decided to learn this through Supermoms. So through the course, I think it was a 3-month course, and then followed by a hands-on experience. So I was again working. We had a mini projects on hands-on experience with nonprofit organization, and that put all my learning that we had in the last, let's say, 12 weeks into actual practice. I was also given the opportunity to shadow a couple of consultants at that point, so which gave me a good understanding of what happens in real life. And when I was actually doing the work in the hands-on project, then I was actually putting everything together. Then I think all of this adds into boosting your confidence. bringing your belief back that you are on the right track and you can do this, and it's not something that you're gonna take it up and drop it down. So for me personally, I think that was very, very important, because I didn't know Salesforce. I was completely from a non-technical background. So all these little things made a huge difference as to how and why Supermoms, and the kind of support that I received from them. And after which I put in more effort to go through my certifications, got my admin cert, um, and then I started working as an admin in a nonprofit organization. So the hands-on skills that I got, I was actually, that enabled me to get a role to work as a Salesforce administrator with a nonprofit, and then a year over there. And of course, I have a lot of transferable skills working in sales, so I could put that into use. I had the admin skills working as an admin. I could put that into use. And eventually when I wanted to change my job again, I landed as a Salesforce consultant. I work now as a Salesforce consultant with Pink Samurais. I've been with them nearly 3 years now. It's been a great experience. I think when I look back in the last 3 years, there's so much that I learned on the job, delivering to client requirements, understanding what they need. It can get a little technical right now, but then yes, there is leaps and bounds that I actually learned in this whole process from when I started to do Supermoms up until what I know right now. Yeah. So that's my journey. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, over to you, Heather.
Heather,
So
you're on
you're
mute.
on mute.
You're still on mute, Heather.
You're on
Heather,
mute.
still on mute.
What is going on? I'm sorry. I'll start again 3
You're
times.
having a lovely chit chat with yourself.
Yeah, I am. No, it's lovely. Thank you for your feedback. And it was great because I saw you at Salesforce World Tour. We had over like 50 supermums come together at an event in London the other week, and we bumped into each other, didn't we? And you said, oh, I've been really enjoying myself at the consultancy and what you're doing. And is there certain products that you work with now in the consultancy that have you become a specialist in any certain products or customers?
I mainly work on Sales Cloud. A lot of customization in Sales Cloud, but I also, during there's another product called Conga, who are an ISV partner. So that's something that I picked up through working over here. We as a consulting partner, we are Salesforce and Conga partners. So that's another skill that I picked up.
Fantastic.
And like business analyst skills, project management skills, things that you just learn it because you're put in that situation. You just pick things up and learn as you go. But in terms of the cloud, mainly Sales Cloud is what I work on.
Fantastic, thank you. And you've actually there's another supermum that works there with you, right, as well? So there's 2 of you that work there, which is awesome.
Yes.
We've got the case.
Yeah. The other supermom, as far as I know, she again picked up a lot on CPQ with Conga and Salesforce, so which is another product. So yeah, it's been a great experience.
Oh, thank you. Has anybody got any questions? Srividya, I can see we've got some questions coming in. We'll answer some of the other questions as we go through rather than at this point. How did you find out about your job opportunity, Srividya?
I think LinkedIn. I don't know actually. I just because the first job I got was working as a Salesforce administrator with a charity, and that was purely, I think, like word of mouth, known to known contacts. Yeah. Somebody knew that I was doing this course and they needed an admin for their organization who was implementing Salesforce.
Right.
So I just found that. And then my current role, I don't know, I was just applying everywhere as a consulting person, and then I just found one. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard, but
And people speak very highly, I think, of, I mean, I met your manager when we were at Salesforce, and he obviously speaks very highly. And I think the difference is a lot of you coming with that mature talent and experience and transferable skills. And when I spoke to a consultancy on Friday, who actually also has hired 2 of our super mums, he said, you know, it takes me pretty much 2 weeks to get you onboarded and up and running on projects, as opposed to perhaps somebody like a graduate who's brand new to the market, where he can say it can take 2 months to make them billable. So there is, you know, an easier and a much easier sort of inroad into transferring skills and relaunching your career if you're selling all those skills that you've got. So, you know, it's amazing to hear you guys doing so well.
absolutely, you know, even at job, then when I had to sort of mentor in a few new people who've joined, I think there's so much difference. And because like you said, if they are very young and if they don't come from a work experience background, then you are actually training them not just how to do the work, but also how there are a lot of soft skills that you are training them. It's like sometimes if you tell them once, it's not enough. You need to tell them and then follow up. And so which, if like you rightly said, if we are career transitioning, I think it's not one of the things that I thought very highly of when I was doing this, when I was transitioning. I thought I didn't know, but I think we undervalue ourselves, especially as women. And that's one of my big takeaway. And the other thing is, like, it's interesting how Kim was saying that we are fixing things, but then we are also fixing a lot of things, not because something went wrong, but also technology is changing. So the I think the mindset to keep learning needs to be there even after you've landed into your first job.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah, because technology, I mean, the Salesforce technology continues to evolve and develop, and then also companies still continue to need new things, right? And new solutions. So like you say, it's not fixing something that wasn't always done right in the first place. It's everything's always evolving. So thank you. No, really good sort of thoughts. Any questions for either of our 2 lovely guest speakers before I let them head off into the night? Relax. Thank you for joining us so late in the evening. Really appreciate it. And we'll share, if anybody's obviously reach out to them on LinkedIn if you have any other questions.